His voice grated like the hinge. He waited for an explanation, perhaps even a word of acknowledgement that they had made it, after everything, to the New World. A ladder dropped into his rat hole. It was a sad thing, made of worn rope and faded dowels. He climbed it gingerly. Wingfield was waiting on deck. He stood straddle-legged, the sun gleaming on the neat jut of his red beard, his body moving with unconscious ease as the Susan Constant dipped into a gentle trough of a wave and rolled up to its white crest. Edward Maria Wingfield rode a ship as easily as some men ride horses. The damnable creature was pointed ever upward as surely as a compass needle points north, as if God himself had tied a line to Wingfield's helmet to keep him permanently in divine plumb. He was the only shareholder of the Virginia Company to set sail for the New World, and he thought his wealth had given him the right of leadership. There were 64 men divided among the 3 ships. Too many of them agreed with Wingfield. It seemed that even on the open sea, blood counted for more than brains. Wingfield did cut a dashing figure in his perfectly polished steel armor, Smith grudgingly conceded. A foolish figure, too. One storm, one slip on a wet deck, and Edward Maria Wingfield would find himself and his fine armor beautifying the sea floor. Smith had advised him not to wear the stuff aboard the Susan Constant. The warning had been scorned and dismissed, as ever. All the men were on their feet. Even after so many months at sea, they swayed with less grace than Wingfield. The deck was crowded, the whole ship was crowded. It was a freighter, a trade ship, and not a large one at that. Its hold was outfitted to transport goods, not men. The Virginia Company had purchased it for a song, and songs were a good bit less dear than gold. Beyond the crowd, Smith could make out the 2 sails of the Godspeed ahead, already entering the deep green arc of a bay. A thrill of dense woodland spread north and south, fading far off into a blue haze. Southeastward, lagging behind, the Discovery was a white smudge on the horizon. "Clackety-clack!" one of the men jeered, pantomiming his own hands in chains. "In fetters again, Smith," another called, a smoother voice, one of the many useless gentlemen who plagued the voyage. Smoother, but no less mocking. "Just like in the Turk's fields, eh, lads?" The men laughed. No one believed him about what had happened after Antonia. He was already a slave when he'd been gifted to the woman, taken as booty after a misstep with the Tartars. Smith's too trusting master had sent him to Constantinople to act as door guard for the Turk's beloved Greek mistress. It wasn't Smith's fault that she'd fallen in love with him, though what Antonia had seen in Smith, short, broad, and hairy as a half-grown bear, he still could not say. Once their master realized the truth, it had been the cane for Antonia, that soft white flesh marred by red stripes, and sail into hard labor in the Crimea for Smith. Let the men laugh. Their scorn changed nothing. Their mockery was a good deal easier to bear than the Turk's iron collar. Nor did they believe him when he told them how he had taken up his scythe in his master's field and struck the man off his own horse as he came riding out to beat Smith for insolence. Let them call me a fool and a knave. Smith could still hear the rush of his scythe through the air, the crack of it upon his master's head. Even now, 5 years later, he could see the Turk lying still in the furrow of his own field. He recalled how the horse had shifted and pranced when he raised his foot to the stirrup and clambered aboard. Muscovy and freedom had been but one hard ride away. "And here we are at last, lads," Wingfield said. He spoke in his gentleman's voice, an orator's voice, the sound of it booming out across the waves as if an audience of fishes might hear him and applaud. "The New World! Each man behold it, even," with a glance at